Then they took Joseph's robe, slaughtered a goat, and dipped the robe in the blood. They had the long robe with sleeves taken to their father. And they said, "This we have found. See now, whether it is your son's robe or not." He recognized it and said, "It is my son's robe. A wild animal has devoured him. Joseph is without doubt torn to pieces." Then Jacob tore his garments and put sackcloth on his loins and mourned for his son many days. All his sons and all his daughters sought to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted and said, "No, I shall go down to Sheol to my son, mourning, lest his father bewail him." Meanwhile, the Midianites had sold him in Egypt to Potiphar, one of Pharaoh's officials, the captain of the guard. It happened at that time that Judah went down from his brothers and settled near a certain Abilamite whose name was Harar. There Judah saw the daughter of a certain Canaanite whose name was Shua. He married her and went into her. She conceived and bore a son, and he named him An. Again she conceived and bore a son, whom she named Onan. Yet again she bore a son, and she named him Shelah. She wasn't Chazit, but she bore him. Judah took a wife for Er's firstborn. Her name was Tamar, but Judah's firstborn was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord put him to a death. Then Judah said to Onan, "Go into your brother's front, perform the duty of a brother, and then to her, raise up offspring for your brother." But since Onan knew that the offspring would not be his, he spilled his semen on the ground whenever he went into his brother's wife, so that he would not get offspring to his brother. What he did was displeasing in the sight of the Lord, and he put him to death also. Then Judah said to his daughter-in-law Tamar, "Remain a widow in your father's house until my son Shelah grows up." For he feared that he too would die like his brothers. So Tamar went to live in her father's house. In course of time, the wife of Judah, Shua's daughter, died. When Judah's time of mourning was over, he went up to Timnah to his sheep shearers, he and his friend Harar, the Adullamite. When Tamar was told, "Your father-in-law is going up to Timnah to shear his sheep," she put off her widow's garments, put on a veil, wrapped herself up, and sat down at the entrance to Anam, which is on the road to Timnah. She saw that Shelah was grown up, yet she had not been given to him in merit. When Judah saw her, he thought her to be a prostitute, for she had covered her face. He went over to her at the roadside and said, "Come, let me come into you," for he did not know that she was his daughter-in-law. She said, "What will you give me that you may come into me?" He answered, "I will send you a kiffeletz what?" And she said, "Only if you give me a pledge until you send it." He said, "What place shall I give you?" She replied, "You send it in your court, and the staff that is in your hand." So he gave them to her and went into her, and she conceived by him. Then she got up and went away, and taking off her bed, she put on the garments of her widowhood. When Judah sent the kid by his friend, yeah, to do him made. To recover the pledge from the woman, he'd not find her. He asked the townspeople, "Where is she?" Typical prostitute who was at Indian by the wayside. They said, "No prostitute has been here." She looked unto Judah and said, "I have not found her." Moreover, the townspeople said, "No prostitute has been here." Judah replied, "Let her keep the things as her own, otherwise we will be laughed at. You see, I sent this kid, and you could not find her." About 3 months later, Judah was told, "Your daughter, Tamar, has played the whore. Moreover, she is pregnant as a result of whoredom." And Judah said, "Bring her out and let her be burned." And she was being brought out. She sent word to her father-in-law, "It was the owner of these who made me pregnant." And she said, "Take note, please, who these are, the signet and the cord and the staff." Then Judah acknowledged them and said, "She is more in the right than I, since I did not give her to my son Shelah." And he did not lie with her again. When the time of her delivery came, there were twins in her womb. While she was in labor, one put out a hand, and it knocked white into the and bound on his hand a crimson a gram, saying, "This one came out first." But just then, he drew back his hand, and out came his brother. She said, "What a breach you have made for yourself." Therefore, he was named Perez. Afterward, his brother came out with the crimson thread on his hand, and he was named Zerah. Now Joseph was taken down to Egypt in Potiphar, So Joseph found favor in his sight and attended him.